Hello and welcome viewers. You're watching this special presentation of Sunset TV with your host Kriti Mishra. The National Defence Academy, or NDA, often referred to as the cradle of leadership, is a prestigious institution in India that trains future officers of the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force. It's located in Khadakwasla near Pune in Maharashtra. The rigorous training at NDA is designed to instill discipline, leadership and resilience in cadets, preparing them for their future roles in the armed forces. Ever since its inception almost 7 decades ago, the National Defence Academy has been standing tall as the premier, foundational and joint institution of the Armed Forces of India. Take a look at this report. The ideal of Seva Parmo Dharma, or service before self. Cross swords for the Army's martial valor. The anchor for the stability of the Navy. The Himalayan eagle for the Air Force's aspiration to touch the skies with glory. With its tri-service ethos, it has translated the dreams of our founding fathers into reality. Get ready to experience the stupendous journey and priceless heritage of India's pride, the National Defence Academy. And joining us today is a very esteemed guest in our studio who will help the aspirants navigate the path and realize the dream of joining the NDA. Let's welcome General Sanjeev Dogra, former Deputy Commandant and Chief Instructor of the National Defence Academy. So welcome to Sunset TV and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Kriti.
Let's begin talking about the most important developments, sir. For the first time in NDA's history, we have female cadets passing out from the NDA. When I was covering the NDA last year, these female cadets were undergoing the training. You were the chief instructor. Tell us about this important milestone in NDA's history and journey.
Yeah, it is indeed a very, very important milestone, and I'm very happy that you have started with this question. These girls have just passed out a couple of days back, and they have done the country as well as NDA proud. I must tell you here that NDA has not only trained these female cadets, they have prepared these female cadets for battle. Now, when these female cadets had joined NDA in the month of July 2022, there was a lot of enthusiasm in NDA. A lot of time was given to NDA for preparation in terms of rehashing the training protocols, looking at safety and security aspects, looking at administration, looking at various other protocols, looking at traditions. The traditions had to be realigned for female cadets because they were all aligned, because the traditions for bonhomie, the traditions for training. NDA has got its own rhythm, NDA has got its own culture. All these female cadets had to get imbibed into that culture. They had to form part of NDA, and I must tell you, with the hard work of the staff at NDA, which had got specially posted there, all the divisional officers, the female divisional officers, they were specially selected and posted there. They got into the nuances of NDA very fast. All these girls did very well, and these female cadets, they took a lot of interest in training. They were very enthusiastic. They were, they wanted to do better than the male counterparts, and by the time they passed out, the standards were such that you could not differentiate between the male cadets and female cadets in terms of educational standards, in case of physical standards, in case of drill discipline and everything. So they have done very well.
Wonderful, sir. This is truly impressive. Yeah. And Nari Shakti in its true sense, and not just women development, but women-led development that this country is talking about. But sir, I'll get back to the paramount essence of this conversation, how to join NDA. And I would like to keep this conversation very structured, lucid, and very basic, so that students, boys and girls appearing in their 10th standard, 12th standard can understand this conversation, sir? First and foremost, who can join the National Defence Academy?
Yeah, like everyone refers to NDA as the cradle of military leadership. And when you say the cradle of military leadership, I must tell you here that NDA is not a factory. NDA is not a factory in which there is an assembly line and leaders are being produced. NDA is like a forge. NDA is like a forge where the blacksmith is there, and with the help of pressure, with the help of discipline, and with the help of training, he is turning steel into swords. So when you have to turn steel into sword, you require the right metal, you require the right quality of steel, so that the sword is very good. So we have to look at the best quality of steel, the best intake, the best type of cadets who are joining NDA. The best potential for leadership has to be there, who can later on be turned into good fighting swords for the nation. So now when we talk of potential of these cadets, so like when we spoke last time when you had come to NDA, so we had said that leadership has got three facets: what a leader is, what a leader knows, and what a leader does. As far as what a leader knows is concerned, it is the intellectual knowledge and the various types of knowledge that he has gained over the so many years. So this knowledge is checked through the UPSC entrance exam. We will discuss about it later. So this is the first step, UPSC entrance exam. And what a leader is, that is, what are the type of values, what are the type of ethos, what are the type of attitude and behavior in him, and does he have that potential to become a good sword? The sharpness of the sword is the intellect of the knowledge, and the strength of the sword is the the value system that he has got. This value system and personality is checked through the SSB exam.
Right. We'll talk about the SSB exam, sir. But for our young viewers who are in 8th, 9th or 10th standards, how did they begin preparing for the NDA?
Yeah, so the NDA exam is conducted twice every year. So it is known as NDA 1 and NDA 2. So after the UPSC takes out the notification, there is about 1 year available from the notification to joining the NDA. Like if the notification for NDA 1 is issued in the month of December/January, so cadets will be joining NDA in the next year in the month of January. Like for the notification for NDA 2 has just been issued. Yes. So the cadets who take this notification, appear for the exam, they will be joining NDA in July 2026.
Right.
So now once the notification issued, so the first step is the UPSC entrance exam. So for NDA 2, the notification has now been issued, and UPSC entrance exam will be conducted in the month of September 25. The results will be declared within about 15-20 days. And once the results are declared, about a month and a half is given to the candidate to prepare for the SSB, and then the SSB interviews are conducted over a span of about 2.5 months. So in the month of, you can safely say by November, December, January, the SSB entrance exams will be conducted, then the medical test will be conducted, the merit will be issued, and in the end of June or beginning of July 2026, these cadets will join NDA.
So I'll get back to my basic question. How do I prepare for the written examination?
Yeah, so as far as the written exam is concerned, it is conducted by the UPSC, and there are 2 papers in the written exam. The overall marks that are allocated to the written exam are 900 marks. Out of these 900 marks, 300 marks are given for paper 1. Paper 1 is related to mathematics. So there are 120 questions in this paper, and there are 300 marks. And the second paper is of general studies, and that paper has got 600 marks, and there are 150 questions in that question paper. So paper 1, as I told you, is mathematics. The syllabus of mathematics is something which is taught in the class 12th of mathematics, the class 12th syllabus. If you study class 10th, 11th, 12th syllabus, you can qualify in this paper. As far as paper 2 general studies is concerned, it has got 150 questions. Out of these 150 questions, 50 questions are for English. There is various grammar and other parts of English. 50 questions are for general awareness, general knowledge, general studies and such like things. And 50 questions are for science, physics, chemistry, then geography, history and such like things. So total 150 questions are there. Now the catch is that in each of these 2 papers, you have to qualify, you should have at least 25% marks. And overall the cutoff out of 900 marks, the average cutoff in the last 5-6 years, if you see, it has been ranging between 300 and 350.
That's all?
Yeah, it happens, in the UPSC civil services exam also, the cutoffs are like this only. Okay. And here also the cutoffs are like this. So out of 900 people who are scoring about 350, they qualify to appear for the SSB interview. They are not getting selected as yet. They are just qualifying to appear for the SSB interview.
Right. Now comes SSB, sir. For
Yeah.
instance, I have qualified the written examination for
Yeah,
the NDA.
yeah.
How do I prepare for SSB?
Yeah, so that is the main, like there is a difference between interviews for the corporate sector, for private companies and for NDA. In the corporate sector and in private companies, what is happening is people are looking at the knowledge base to get selected. They see what type of knowledge you have acquired which can help you in that company. As far as NDA is concerned, they are looking at what type of material you are. Do you have leadership potential in you, so that with that leadership potential you join NDA, and like I told you that NDA is like a forge, and in NDA then later on people can work on you and make you and develop you into a good leader, a good sword when you pass out from NDA. So when you have to prepare for the SSB, it cannot happen that you are mugging up some questions or you are trying to fake something. It is that personality is being judged in the SSB. Now, once they judge the personality in the SSB, there are three methods to judge the personality: Mansa, Vacha or Karmanya. What is in the mind, what you are speaking and what you are doing. What is in the mind is being judged by the psychologist through various psychological tests. What you are speaking is being judged by the interviewing officer in way of an interview. And what you are doing, Karmanya, is being judged by the GTO in various group tasks and group testing officer. He has got various tests which are there. Through those tests he is seeing what you are actually doing on ground. So from all these tests they are seeing what is your personality. Are you fit to become a leader in future? क्या आप में वो क्षमता है कि आप आगे जाके एक बहुत अच्छे लीडर बनेंगे और देश की रक्षा करेंगे? Now to find out whether a person is a good leader or not, you have to have a criteria. Now, as far as NDA is concerned, as far as the DRDO is concerned, complete armed forces are concerned, the criteria has been described in terms of 15 officer-like qualities. Those 15 OLQs are there. They say the person who is figuring well in all these 15 OLQs, he can become a very good officer. Now, these 15 OLQs have been divided into 4 sets. The first set is the way you think. The second set is the way you feel, the way your heart is, the way you interact with people. The third set is the way you lead people, and the fourth set is, depending on the limbs, that is courage, determination and such like things. So one has to be very good in all these facets to get selected in NDA, to do very well in SSB.
सर, आपने ग्रुप डिस्कशन की बात कही.
हाँ.
ग्रुप डिस्कशन में एक कैंडिडेट, एक एस्पिरेंट का बिहेवियर या कॉन्डक्ट कैसा होना चाहिए?
ऐसे बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. ग्रुप डिस्कशन भी कई तरह के होते हैं. एक तो ग्रुप डिस्कशन जो हम बाहर जनरली देखते हैं, और एक ग्रुप डिस्कशन एनडीए के अंदर होता है, एसएसबी के एग्जाम के लिए होता है. तो एसएसबी में जो ग्रुप डिस्कशन होता है, अगेन आई टोल्ड यू देयर आर 15 ऑफिसर लाइक क्वालिटीज. आउट ऑफ ओनली द फर्स्ट पार्ट विच इज देयर, इट इज लुकिंग एट योर ब्रेन, कि व्हाट इज योर effective intelligence, what is your power of expression, what is your reasoning ability. They are looking at these parts. Those are only 3-4 officer like qualities, but the bulk of officer like qualities or the main officer like qualities are concerning the heart. What is your social adaptability, how much cooperative you are, how much sense of responsibility you have got, how much lively you are in any conversation or in any group. So in this group discussion which is there in the SSB, one is not primarily looking at the knowledge base. One is looking at how good ideas you are generating. Even if you don't have a good idea, how you are taking part in that discussion, how you are adapting to the discussion which is taking place, how you are helping others to take part. Are you dominating people, or are you helping people in generating that discussion? Are you a hindrance? Are you getting annoyed when someone is giving some thing which is against your line of thought, or are you convincing him by generating ideas? So that group discussion is totally different. वहाँ पे ये नहीं देखा जा रहा कि आपका नॉलेज बेस क्या है, वहाँ ये देखा जा रहा है कि आप डिस्कशन को आगे कैसे लेके जा रहे हैं, हाउ कंस्ट्रक्टिव यू आर, हाउ इज योर बिहेवियर एज पार्ट ऑफ ए ग्रुप. आप एक ग्रुप का हिस्सा बन के उस ग्रुप को आगे ले जाके उसकी डिस्कशन को कैसे ठीक कर रहे हैं.
सर, फिजिकल पैरामीटर्स क्या हैं?
काफ़ी लोगों को ये सोचना है कि जो एसएसबी या आर्मी के लिए जो एग्ज़ाम होता है वहाँ पे फिजिकल फिटनेस बहुत ज़रूरी है. फिजिकल फिटनेस रिक्वायर्ड है, मगर फिटनेस इन द ब्रेन इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. डिटर्मिनेशन, जो हमारी बॉडी है ना, वो सब कुछ वो करती है जो हमारा ब्रेन हमको कहता है. अगर हमारा ब्रेन फिट है, अगर हमारा ब्रेन डिटर्मिन्ड है और हमारा करेज है तो हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। तो जो एनडीए के अंदर ऑब्स्टिकल्स जो होते हैं वो 3 तरह के होते हैं। एक तो होता है जो हमारा प्रोग्रेसिव ग्रुप टास्क और कमांड टास्क के लिए ऑब्स्टिकल होते हैं, वहाँ पे आपको वहाँ पे स्ट्रेंथ रिक्वायर्ड नहीं होती, वहाँ पे आइडियाज़ रिक्वायर्ड होते हैं। तो ऑब्स्टिकल को कैसे क्रॉस करना है, कैसे आपने इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स को यूज़ करना है, उन चीज़ों को यूज़ करके ऑब्स्टिकल क्रॉस करने का तरीका है। तो वहाँ पे स्ट्रेंथ रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है, वहाँ आइडियाज़ रिक्वायर्ड है, करेज रिक्वायर्ड है। फिर एक ऑब्स्टिकल रेस होती है, वहाँ पे टीम स्पिरिट ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। अगेन यू नो स्ट्रेंथ, नॉर्मल एवरेज पर्सन विद एवरेज स्ट्रेंथ कैन डू वेरी वेल इन दैट। थर्ड इज इंडिविजुअल ऑब्स्टिकल्स। इंडिविजुअल ऑब्स्टिकल्स में थोड़ा बहुत आपको स्टेमिना, डिटर्मिनेशन, करेज एंड स्ट्रेंथ रिक्वायर्ड होती है, पर इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं। वहाँ पे जो ग्रुप ट्रेनिंग ऑफिसर ये देख रहा है कि आप में करेज कितना है, आपका माइंड कितना फास्ट काम कर रहा है, आप किसी चीज़ से डर तो नहीं रहे हैं। कुछ ऑब्स्टिकल ऐसे लगेगा कि आपको बहुत ऊंचाई से कूदना है, मगर उसमें कभी किसी को चोट नहीं लगती, क्योंकि चोट लगनी होगी तो वहाँ डालेंगे क्यों ऑब्स्टिकल, मगर वहाँ पे आपका करेज देखा जा रहा है। तो फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ, क्योंकि कई लोग होते हैं वो यूपीएससी और एसएसबी एग्जाम से पहले 5 किलोमीटर भागना और एक्सरसाइज शुरू करते हैं। ये चीज़ें करनी चाहिए, मगर ये चीज़ें नहीं देखी जा रही, और चीज़ें देखी जा रही हैं,
और चीजें देखी जा रही हैं। लेकिन सर अगले स्टेप की बात करते हैं। एसएसबी भी क्लियर हो गया, अब अगला स्टेप क्या है?
ओके, आफ्टर द एसएसबी द थर्ड स्टेप इज मेडिकल। सो वन हैज टू बी मेडिकल फिट। तो एक काफ़ी डिटेल्ड मेडिकल एग्जामिनेशन होता है, जो आर्मी, नेवी, एयरफोर्स के लिए अलग अलग पैरामीटर्स हैं मेडिकल एग्जामिनेशन के लिए। तो जब कैडेट यूपीएससी का एग्ज़ाम भी पास कर लेता है, एसएसबी का भी, तो मेडिकल एग्जामिनेशन के लिए या तो उसको वहीं पे रोक लिया जाता है, वहीं पे मेडिकल एग्जामिनेशन करा देते हैं, या फिर उसको एक सेंटर दे देते हैं, कोई कमांड हॉस्पिटल में रेफर कर देते हैं कि वहाँ जाके आप अपना मेडिकल कराइए। कुछ लोग मेडिकली क्लियर हो जाते हैं, कुछ लोग होते हैं जो मेडिकल टेम्परेरीली अनफिट होते हैं। जैसे किसी का वेट ज़्यादा है तो उसको बोला जाता है भाई अपना वेट ठीक करके आइए और फिर दोबारा अपना टेस्ट कराइए। अगर कोई जैसे टेम्परेरी इलनेस है, जैसे किसी को छोटी मोटी बीमारी है जो ऑपरेशन से या दवाई से ठीक हो जाती है, तो उसको बोला जाता है आप ठीक हो के हमारे पास आइए। कुछ चीज़ें होती हैं जिसकी वजह से आप परमानेंटली अनफिट हो जाते हैं, कि जैसे आपकी आईसाइट इतनी ख़राब है कि आप आर्म फोर्सेस ज्वाइन नहीं कर सकते, या आपकी बोन्स में कोई डिसफॉर्मिटी है, या आपका फ्लैट फुट है कि आप आर्म फोर्सेस ज्वाइन नहीं कर सकते, वो परमानेंटली रिजेक्ट हो जाते हैं। तो जो कैडेट्स परमानेंटली रिजेक्ट होते हैं उनके पास भी एक प्रावधान होता है कि वो जाके इसके खिलाफ अपील कर सकते हैं। तो दोज थिंग्स आर ऑल्सो देयर। बट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट टू नोट इज दैट आफ्टर ऑल दिस थिंग्स देयर इज अ मेरिट लिस्ट which is made. So let us say the vacancies for NDA which have been just released are 370, including 21 female cadets. So इन 370 वैकेंसी के लिए ओवरऑल तकरीबन 500-600-700 लोग एसएसबी क्लियर करेंगे। तो जब एसएसबी क्लियर करते हैं तो ओवरऑल जब मेरिट बनेगी, फॉर द फाइनल मेरिट द मार्क्स विच हैव बीन सिक्योर्ड इन द रिटन एग्जाम एज वेल एज मार्क्स सिक्योर्ड इन द एसएसबी, दे बोथ आर काउंटेड.
Right.
So as I told you, for the written exam, generally the cutoff goes around 350, 360. As far as SSB is concerned, again marks allotted for the SSB are 900.
Right.
So out of 900, if you have to qualify, if you have to clear, you have to score 360 marks at least. So the catch here is that the person who is just qualifying and the person who is qualifying very well, the difference between these two is that just qualified is scoring 360 and the person who has done very well in SSB might score 400. So the difference here, the marks, that lead which is one is able to gain here is only about 40 marks. But the lead which one can gain in the written exam is quite a bit. If person studies very well as far as the written exam is concerned, if the person prepares very well as far as mathematics, English, general studies and science is concerned, so that person, he or she can do very well in the written exam. So like you were just saying that the cutoff is 350, but if you score 350 you will not make in the merit. So for making the merit one has to score at least 400, 420, 430 marks. So one has to prepare accordingly with that thing in mind. So as far as the female cadets are concerned, for the female cadets it is, the merit goes very high. The merit goes very high for them because the vacancies are very limited.
Yes, yes.
Only 21 vacancies are there all over India. Only 21 female cadets will get selected.
Yeah.
So for them to get selected, they have to do very well in the written exam.
Right.
Because in SSB interview, the difference is only 25-30 marks. But in written exam, one can make a lot of difference.
Right. Now the NDA dream is realized. You enter the NDA, sir.
Yeah.
How is the daily routine like? And how do you specialize in Army, Navy and Air Force? Yeah,
the daily routine of NDA, like I was telling you, NDA has got its own rhythm. that has got its own culture, its own speed, its own pace. NDA has got its own pace. So when a cadet joins NDA, so a lot of cadets are there, they've got a lot of dreams in mind, they've got a lot of picture in mind of NDA. So they come to NDA, and within a a period of about 15-20 days or 1 month, everyone gets into the routine and rhythm of NDA. So the routine or rhythm of NDA is such that the day starts at around 5:36 in the morning. When the cadets get up, they get ready and they come for the morning muster. After the morning muster, they go for the outdoor classes in the morning. So from morning till about breakfast, which is there at around 8:30, they have got outdoor classes. Some PT is there, some drill is there, some riding is there, and these things are there. And after that, people go for the academic classes. So as far as devoting time for various things are concerned, about 70% of the time is devoted to academic classes.
Yeah.
As far as academic classes are concerned, all the naval cadets and the Air Force cadets in India, they undergo a BTech degree. And as far as the Army cadets are concerned, they undergo BSc chemistry, they undergo BSc normal, as well as they undergo BA.
Right.
So they got 3 streams for the Army cadets, and they have got 1 stream for the Air Force and Naval cadets. So there is a strong talk which is going on that the Army cadets should also be undergoing BTech. So that talk is also on. So after this academic classes, cadets come back to the cabins after lunch, and after lunch they get about hour and a half of rest, and the evening again the cadets go out for games, they go out for PT, they go out for various clubs and various extracurricular activities. And in the evenings there is some unorganized the training which is conducted by the squadron and by the senior cadets, basically to groom the younger cadets, to make the younger cadets more stronger, and to teach the nuances of military life to the younger cadets. So that also goes on for some time, and then there is a study period in the evening, and the lights out is there at around 10 o'clock. So the routine is quite tough. The routine is tough. The routine is very rigorous, I must say. But the cadets are, the selection of the cadets, the selection process is such that the cadets who join NDA, and very quickly they get into this routine, and when they are leaving NDA, so they start missing those routine after that.
Right, I'm sure, sir. So what about life after NDA?
So life after NDA, first of all I must, all the cadets in NDA, when they pass out, they become course mates.
Right.
So course mates are brothers and sisters for life. So now the girls have also come. So earlier they used to be brothers for life. Now they are brothers and sisters for life. So that means that bond homie is there when they meet someone outside, so that they come back to that same time, that difficult time and the challenging time that they have spent in NDA. When they go out of NDA, so they first of all they have to spend 1 year for pre-commission training. Yes. That means from NDA they will go to IMA, AFA and the Indian Naval Academy, where 1 year of pre-commission training specific to that arm and service will be carried out. So especially like when they go to Indian Military Academy, so military specific training will be conducted there. In AFA, all the cadets who are going for the flying branch, their flying training will be there. For the GD tech or non-tech, specific training will be conducted for them. So after that they get commissioned as officers, and then they do whatever task has been allocated to them.
Right, sir. And before we end this conversation, sir, your message to all the aspirants watching you right now.
So my message to the aspirants is that if you have to do well, and if you have to get selected for the National Defence Academy or any other academy of the Indian Armed Forces, you have to have your aim clear. Is your aim just to get selected for NDA, or is your aim to become a good officer and serve the nation? If your aim is to get selected for NDA, then I don't think that is a correct aim. Your aim has to do well in NDA and serve the nation as a very good officer. If you have to do that, you have to be a very good human being. You have to have a good personality. You have to be good material